so in love with you.
Welcome back to Real Estate Mindset. Today's video is going to be absolutely bonkers. Now, the data is in, and the Biden administration plans on continuing to roll out their new Renters Bill of Rights. So, what we're going to do today, you guys, is we're really going to dig into what they want to do exactly, and we're going to analyze just to see whether or not this new Bill of Rights falls short, because I believe, you guys, after reading this information, that the Bill of Rights for renters falls drastically short. And I believe it's really just going after the lowest people on the totem pole. It's not going into any tax penalties for people that own too much real estate. It's not going into institutional investors. It's not going into foreign investors. In fact, it's actually only penalizing the investors that don't even have enough money to pay all cash for these houses. So again, you guys, we're going to dig into it. Let me know how you feel. That's my overall consensus after learning a lot more about the Bill of Rights for renters. But remember, you guys, this is just my personal YouTube channel. I'm not your financial advisor, even though my bio is as a realtor, loan officer, and instructor, and someone that's about to fly around the nation to uncover what's really going on in all of these crashing housing markets. And for the desire to fly around the nation, guys, please, for the desire to fly around the nation, to give you guys boots on the ground data, like this video. Seriously, guys, like this video. Subscribe if you haven't already. And please, you guys, shoot me a comment below. I would certainly appreciate that. But let's dig in and see what the Bill of Rights for renters, the Renters Bill of Rights, has in it, and see whether or not it falls short. This is a CNBC article, and it will be linked in my description, because you guys know that I absolutely love sourcing the data. I love hearing that people are using the data that I'm sourcing to formulate their own individual opinion, right? We can't let other people do the thinking for us, including me. You can't let me do the thinking for you, and anyone else for that matter, because no one, you guys, cares more about you than you and your money, right? So you got to take care of yourself is my point, you guys. But the name of this article is Biden administration rolls out a blueprint for a renter's bill of rights. Here's what it includes. So unfortunately, only two key points and two takeaways from this article. Number one, the Biden administration rolled out a blueprint for the Renters Bill of Rights, a major win for tenants, advocates say. And what's really interesting is they're about to roll out something about realtors and their commission, and that's coming probably this year. You guys, watch out for that. Watch out for that. The industry is not going to be happy about that one. But here's the second bullet point. Some of the upcoming changes could include curbing egregious rent hikes in certain properties and more funding to get low-income tenants facing eviction access to legal representation. And in my opinion, that is something that's needed, because you cannot fight for your rights the same way as people that have money can. And that's completely backwards. That's completely unfair. Essentially, if you don't have money, it doesn't matter if you're right or wrong. You can't win in court. So I actually like that, because I believe that there are a lot of landlords basically taking advantage of the tenants and the poverty that they're in. So far, I kind of like it, but again, there's no meat on the bones yet. There's literally no meat on the bones yet. Let's move forward and see what else is in the article. Possibly curbing egregious rent increases. As part of Wednesday's announcement, the Federal Housing Finance Agency and federal mortgage giants Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, or you should know Fannie Mae as DU and Freddie Mac as LP, or desktop underwriter and loan prospector. And remember, if you are pre-qualified from a loan officer, ask your loan officer, was your file ran through AUS or automated underwriting system? And if they say yes, ask them, was it Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac? All right, immediately, just to see whether or not they really did the due diligence. Now, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac say they will look into possibly establishing tenant protections that limit rent increases at properties backed by certain federal mortgages. And here's where it falls so short, you guys. And I'll come back to that in a minute. More than 28% of the national stock of rental units are federally financed, according to a calculation by Urban Institute in 2020. So that's pretty astonishing to me. 28% of the rental homes are held with a federally financed loan like FHA, VA, or USDA. 28%. That's really, really surprising to me. Rent protections on such properties would be the most significant action the federal government could take. So what it's saying is, if you're a landlord and using FHA, USDA, VA, that you're going to be required, if this passes, you're going to be required to follow the new law. But again, where's the institutional investors? Where's the taxes? Where's all of the other problems? Why are they attacking the lowest people on the totem pole, the mom and pops? They're going after the mom and pops, you guys. They're not going after the wolves, right? They're not going after the people, the hyenas, the people that are killing us. They're going after mom and pops. Let's finish. As part of the White House's actions, the Federal Trade Commission said it will look into ways to expand its authority to take action against practices that unfairly prevent consumers from obtaining and renting housing. So far, you guys, let me know what you think, because again, what we've read so far is this will not affect institutional investors. This will not affect cash buyers. This will not affect anyone that does conventional financing. So this is only affecting, in my opinion, a small number of people that really are the biggest at risk. So they're attacking the small mom and pop shops that are biggest at risk. But it still represents 28% of the household. So that's actually really astonishing. I thought most rentals would either be, all cash or conventional financing. I'm really surprised by the amount of VA, FHA, and USDA, because what that represents are people that are essentially converting their primary residence to a rental. Because remember, each of those 3 loans that I just listed are primary resident loans. So they're not investment loans. So it's really interesting to see how many people actually convert or supposed to convert their primary residence to a rental. Or do you guys think it's just fraud? Do you guys think it's just fraud? Do you think people are purchasing homes as an investment property, but saying it's a primary residence? Because by doing so, if you say it's your primary residence and not a rental, the financing terms are way more favorable. So I suspect that there's also fraud there, in my opinion. But let's move on and finish out this article. The persistence of eviction information on certain background reports, as well as high application fees and security deposits, are some of these practices. So that I don't like. The fact that they're trying to curve like background rechecks and reports and things like that. I don't like that, because background reports is basically the due diligence that a landlord does to make sure that the tenant is not going to destroy their house. So, what? Like, why would that be a bad thing? I don't understand why they're focusing on that and not like I said, institutional investors, foreign investors, all of the vacancies across Florida, second houses, Airbnb, right? Like the huge, major, big problems. But let's finish. The U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development also said it will move toward requiring certain rental property owners to provide at least 30 days notice if they plan to terminate the lease on a tenant for non-payment rent. So that's decent, right? 30-day notice if you're not late. That's fair. The agency will award $20 million for the Eviction Protection Grant Program, which will fund nonprofits and government agencies to provide legal assistance to low-income tenants at risk of eviction. And you guys, again, I like that, because the reality is, despite what people believe or what side of the coin on you are, there's a lot of families right now that are struggling hard and are still trying to get ahead, but they're stuck. So just because someone's in low income and is struggling does not mean they're a bad person. What it means is they're struggling, at least in my opinion. So unfortunately, those programs usually go to the greedy and it's corrupt, but the premise there to help people that are facing eviction, that are struggling, I think there should be some help there. I think call me a bad person, call me whatever you want. But the thing is, guys, is where they're strong and we should help people in need. That's just my opinion. Bob Penninger, president and CEO of Trade Group, the National Apartment Association, said that the industry opposed expanded federal involvement in the landlord-tenant relationship. Now that makes sense, because his job is to make money. So it makes sense. He doesn't want any regulation. Complex housing policy is a state and local issue, and the best solutions utilize carrots over sticks. But the thing is, my man, look what happened. What he's saying don't work, because look what happened. Rent skyrocketed. There's a housing market recession. 50% of people between 19 and 29 still live at home. Okay? There's a huge problem here. His method is not working. We've already witnessed that. Aggressive administration action is so important. Although steps announced by the Biden administration are historic, they won't resolve the housing crisis. What's needed to address the deep issues, she said, is building more affordable housing, creating permanent emergency and universal renting assistance, and establishing robust tenant protection. Falling short, but I like some of the things that it's saying, but I feel like they're just going to make it worse. However, Yentl added, since it's hard to see where the opportunities for those investments will come from, this Congress, aggressive administration action is so important. So, let me know if you guys think so far after reading what I read. Do you think this is just another ploy to get more votes and to get greedy people and corrupt people rich? Or do you think this is really going to help people? I really wish, to be honest with you guys, I wish that when the government passed certain legislation that it would only go to the people that are in real need, right? And that's what happened this last time around with all the money printing. That money went to everyone, not just the people in need. And look at where we're at now. Now everyone's in need almost, right? Because they failed to help only the people in need. Now everyone's in need because everyone is paying the price as a result of the last money printing. But again, you guys, something needs to be done to help the people that are forced on the sidelines, that are struggling and that cannot catch up because they're human beings as well. And a lot of them are with families. All right, I'm just saying, let's finish out the article right now. I'm going to jump into Yahoo Finance just to read this last little paragraph, and then I'm going to conclude the video. So fear not, there are also other people that know and believe that it doesn't have teeth and that additional preventative measures should be taken. So let me read this. Despite Wednesday's actions, Rep. Jamal Bowman and Senator Warren think the actions fall short. We believe that the administration can go significantly further to help tenants struggling to pay rent as soon as next week, Bowman said. We need actions that will urgently address skyrocketing housing costs, keep people housed, and rein in corporate profiteering. There it is right there. So corporate profiteering. So they know the issues there. Hopefully that's what makes it into this new Bill of Rights. I look forward to continuing to work with the Biden administration on this issue. Bowman said he plans to work with colleagues in Congress to work on legislation to address high rents. So hopefully more will be added, but do me a favor, you guys. In conclusion, I want to hear from you. Let me know what you think about the Bill of Rents. Let me know if you think it falls short. Let me know if you think the government should do nothing or what they should add to the Bill of Rights. Now, other than that, you guys, remember, continue to empower yourself, work on your credit, your income, your assets, become experts in your local market, have a positive mindset, love your life, love your family. And I really hope you guys got some value, insights, and perspective in today's video. And if you're out there investing in real estate, you know I wish you luck and I hope you win.